St. Michael and All Angels is a wonderful, miraculous place. In any given year, nearly 100 children are born into our church. We welcome more than 200 new members and celebrate 1,500 Holy Communions. There are more than 1,000 Sunday school and Bible study classes. And through our caring and sharing ministries, we directly touch the lives of more than 10,000 people in Dallas, our nation, and around the world. But our story is not about numbers, it's about people. People who care for one another. People who learn together and share experiences together. People who believe that through God's love, St. Michael and All Angels can make a difference in our community and in our lives. People who celebrate our heritage and our future, knowing that at St. Michael, there is a place for each and every one of us. There is a place for me.
I'm speaking to you from our church building, one of our 4 worship spaces at St. Michael, where we enjoy from Saturday afternoon all the way through Sunday afternoon 8 varieties of worship services, because it's our worship at St. Michael that gives us the heart and soul of our spiritual life together. All the way from a candlelight service, Taizé-style worship on Saturday evening, all the way through Sunday morning, where we have Discovery Mass for younger children, Joy Mass for the youngest of our children in the parish hall, and a mixed Rite 2 service here in the church. And then at 11 o'clock, of course, we have 2 wonderful services, a very formal Rite 1 service here in the church, and a wonderful contemporary Rite 2 service called Celebration Mass in the theater. And we close off the weekend with a wonderful evening prayer and Eucharist in the chapel. Join us all during the week, and especially on the weekends, where we find our heart and soul in worship at St. Michael.
There's a place on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings where a group of friends from all walks of life come together to put a simple prayer into practice. The foundation of every choir rehearsal is a prayer that asks God to grant that what we sing with our lips, we may believe in our hearts, and what we believe in our hearts, we may show forth in our lives. The unified voice that pours out of the choir loft every Sunday morning is a result of attention to and attentiveness to one another. This builds our faith and strengthens our friendships. The people of this church community have in very tangible ways supported me with their prayers and helped me through life.
I'd been a member of the church for a number of years, had been married in the church, and my wife continued to bring me as our family grew, and we were bringing our children to different things, but I never really felt connected or engaged. And at one parish party, we happened to sit with the Musgroves, and my wife prompted them that her husband, me, I play guitar, and before you know it, I'm in the Discovery Mass band with a reason to come to church every Sunday. And over the course of 6 months or a year and coming every Sunday, I truly began to get engaged and invested in the church, and I wouldn't miss it. It's part of my weekly rejuvenation.
At St. Michael's, we believe in being God's hands and feet to the world, whether in Bolivia or Honduras, the Rosebud Indian Reservation in South Dakota, New Orleans, devastated in the 9th Ward, or at home in Dallas, serving at the Austin Street Shelter, the North Texas Food Bank, Genesis Women's Shelter. We are the bearers of hope to those who have no hope.
I've been going down to Honduras for a little over 6 years. First time I went down there, I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the people of Honduras. This is a third world, or if possibly below a third world country. We have Christian education classes, we have construction projects, building classrooms, building bathrooms, building stoves. Each time I go back, this is almost as a rebirth for me. The love and the joy renews my spirit, renews my love not only for Christ, but also for what we do as a church, as a community, dealing in Honduras and even here back in Dallas.
The centerpiece of St. Michael's Outreach Ministries is the Jubilee Park community in South Dallas. In 1997, Jubilee Park, one of the poorest communities in Dallas with one of the highest crime rates in the city. O.M. Roberts, an elementary school built in the 1920s, was one of the worst performing. St. Michael joined with residents to transform and renew their 60-block neighborhood. Today in Jubilee Park, crime has been brought under control. There is continuing education and job training for adults, new housing for senior citizens. O.M. Roberts, with a new facility under construction, has become a school of distinction with mentoring and after-school programs.
On Friday afternoons, I'm at O.M. Roberts to distribute the Backpack Buddies to children at critical risk for hunger. We see a gambit of emotions, but the one that always gives us pause is the peace that appears on every child's face as the weekend food is placed in their backpack. Michael is one of our Backpack Buddies. He transferred in late last spring, and it was immediately evident that he had more holes than sole in his shoes. And our industrial roll of duct tape was not going to make them last one more day. On Monday, Brown and I made sure he had socks and Ironman shoes. And on Friday, at Backpack Buddies, we high-fived about how styling they were. And then he whispered to me, "They're brand new. Nobody else has ever worn them." That's one of those God moments that proves beyond a doubt that his hands are in the mix of all that is Jubilee. Every day in my prayers, I thank God that the joy of Jubilee is in my life. My prayer for you is that you will come and share the joy. And my promise to you is that you will always receive more than you give.
The foundation for Christian living is laid in a child's earliest years, nurtured by the family and the church from adolescence to adulthood. St. Michael and All Angels provides a safe environment for faith formation, fellowship, education for young, growing minds from preschool to Sunday school to youth groups and outreach and beyond.
I grew up here at St. Michael's from baptism to confirmation. I started coming here when I was just 2 months old. It all started with Mother's Day Out, then Sunday school, and then VBS as a camper and a counselor. I've done nativity pageants, The Edge, and Livewire. I've also been on multiple mission trips. I used to be in the choir, and I'm now an acolyte. St. Michael's is a special place for me, and when I'm here, I'm home. Yes!
At St. Michael, we have more than 20 ministries that reach out to parishioners under the title of Pastoral Care, those experiencing the challenges and joys of life. Each has a caregiver that gives of time and gifts to a care receiver. But oftentimes the caregiver becomes the receiver because they find in giving they have become the one who has received.
A few years ago, after moving to Dallas and joining St. Michael's and All Angels, Patty Willett asked my husband Bobby and I if we'd like to be part of the lay Eucharistic visitors. We said we'd like to do it as long as we could bring our boys with us on the visits, and she said that would be great. We have gained so much as a family being part of this ministry. It's a very concrete way that we can demonstrate to our boys God's preaching of taking care of the sick and being there for them and treating everyone in the church as part of your family.
One's spiritual journey includes formation as well as worship, continually seeking understanding of God's presence in the world and in our lives. At St. Michael, we provide Sunday classes, lectures by distinguished theologians and authors, contemplative retreats, and more than 20 small groups of book study and Bible study that strengthens one's faith and relationship with God and Christ.
I stumbled across St. Michael and All Angels in many reasons because of the adult formation program. I was really interested in the religious education that was offered here, and this church was particularly dynamic in that regard, and have subsequently become very involved in adult formation. It's been a great place for me, and I feel that it has really helped me to grow and develop as the person that I want to be.
St. Michael and All Angels is a community in which we share our joys, our sorrows, our challenges, and our triumphs. The fellowship ministries, the Women of St. Michael, the Exchange, the Men of St. Michael, Prime Timers, 20s and 30s, and many, many more reassure each of us that we have companions to share in our spiritual journey.
I recently read that when we are with other Christians, because Jesus lives within each of us, that we are in the presence of Christ. Isn't that an awesome thought? It makes me want to go to all the fellowship opportunities that St. Michael's offers. I've had the chance to meet people I never would have known. People in different generations, people who live in different areas or who are in a different stage of life than I am. Now on Sunday mornings, I look around and I see all those sweet, remembered faces. And I feel that our shared worship time is more meaningful to me.
There is a place for 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 me.
Well, you've just witnessed a great portrait of St. Michael and all angels, the exciting mission and ministries that are ours in this place. Christians believe in a loving and generous God, a God who creates us and redeems us in Jesus Christ. And beginning in baptism, you and I are invited then to give of ourselves generously by our money, our time, our talent, and our service to reach out in love and concern for our neighbors. So, St. Michaelites and those who would join us, we invite you into this exciting pilgrimage of mission and ministry. Thanks be to God.
Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms.